My advice for people who want to see sport get better is, hi, my name's Ryan, I'm a gymnast, and my courage project for 2026 is to speak more openly about sport. In the last 10 or so days, I've had a ton of conversations with friends and coaches and athletes, and the main question I get is, where do we start? My advice for people who want to see sport get better is figure out what your line is. Growing up in sport, specifically gymnastics, what I thought crossed the line was so far down from what I think it is now that I've really had to shift my mindset and challenge some of my beliefs. I met with a bunch of MPs when I was on Gymnast for Change, and one has really stuck out to me and sticks with me. One of the MPs told me a story that was, to me, horrific. And then at the end of the story, they said, and I'm just so glad nothing ever happened to me in sport. And I was like, what the hell was that you just told me then? That was horrifying. So we kept talking about it briefly, and to me, I always thought everybody had the same line. This is right, this is wrong, there's a little bit of a gray area, but when something crosses the line, we all have a similar line. And this person said that they don't have an issue with people saying slurs in sport, and that their line that they could get on board with and support a public inquiry, which is what we were asking for as Gymnasts for Change, was for sexual abuse, but that they wouldn't support anything that was physical, emotional, or verbal. So that was their line in sport, which I found to be much further along than mine. My line has definitely come back a long ways than what I was kind of taught growing up in sport, but I still feel like my line is too far. Like I need to rein it in a little bit. So my advice to anybody, and what the question for today is what is your line? Think about what your line is. And my second part to that is, if you see somebody cross the line, or you've had experiences that have crossed the line, what are you willing to do about it? It's something to say, well, I would do this, I would do that. But when you really buckle down, when you lay your head on the pillow at night, you picture yourself in that situation, are you genuinely going to do that when it happens? If you see a coach berating a kid that you find is inappropriate, are you going to say something? Are you going to file a complaint? Are you going to talk to the club? Are you going to do those same things if you're in the crowd and there's a bunch of people around you? Are you going to do those things if you see it in private? Are you going to say something to a parent who's harassing their kid about their performance? And one big point that I think is important is, would you do something if the context was different? So if you saw this happening in a school or in a workplace, would you say or do something then? And why is it different if the context is within sport? So yeah.